Whatever you do, do not use these paint colors in your hallway. When it comes to painting your hallway, choosing the right colors is absolutely crucial. The hallway serves as a transitional space connecting different areas of your home. I like to call them the arteries of your home because every other room in one way or another is connected to your hallway. It's essential to create a welcoming and visually appealing environment that works with the rest of your home. While personal preferences obviously can vary, certain paint colors and certain looks may not be suitable for hallways due to their effects on lighting, the space perception, and the overall ambiance. And in this video, we're going to explore 4 different categories that you should really think about avoiding in your hallway. And I also have some other suggestions that are alternative options that can work quite better in my opinion. So the first big no-no in your hallway are those dark, deeply saturated, gloomy colors. The bummer colors. Deep dark colors such as black or charcoal or even navy blue may seem dramatic, moody, and sophisticated, but they tend to make hallways feel a little more closed in and kind of sad. The nice thing about dark colors is they can give the illusion of a larger space because the walls kind of seem like they're receding, at least according to color theory. But in practicality, the problem with these dark colors is they absorb light rather than reflect it, which will then make your space feel unwelcoming and dark. A better alternative to these colors is to go with something like a light gray or a pale beige, or even better, a grayish. Colors that are lighter and neutral tend to brighten up spaces like hallways really well, and those neutral tones will be a lot more versatile because you're not using something very polarizing in the hallway. It's going to help connect those other rooms in a seamless manner. Neutral colors like those beiges and those grays, they can be a great canvas color that you can put artwork on, and I feel like hallways are a great place to do that. You have the wall colors sitting in the background, and then wall pieces, decorations, those become the feature. And what's nice about those is you can switch them out whenever you want versus having to paint the biggest part of the inside of your home, the hallway. So the next hallway paint color no-no are those vibrant and intense colors. Those super saturated, bright reds, electric blues, neon yellows. The thinking behind using them is, okay, they're very fun, energetic, and exciting colors, but the problem is they're going to feel very, very overwhelming in a hallway for several reasons. The first one being your hallway is your first impression of a home, so unless you really want your guests to know that, yeah, I'm a lot to handle, then maybe you go with those colors. But the bigger issue that I have with intense colors in hallways is the fact that hallways tend to be pretty big. They have more wall space, which means you're going to see more of those intense colors, which is going to draw way too much attention and can be visually exhausting, especially in those more narrow hallways where it's even worse in some cases because you feel like you're surrounded by this craziness. It's like you're in a fun house, which is great in very small doses, but day to day, it's exhausting. A better alternative is to go for those nearly neutral colors, those soft pastels. So you can have a mint green or a blush or a powdery blue as an alternative to those vibrant colors. Essentially, you have the same color hues, but they're softened. They're toned down either with a white making them a tint or gray, making them more of a tone. These colors will add a touch of elegance and serenity to your hallway. They're not going to feel like they're trying too hard. Pastels really help create a calm and soothing atmosphere, perfect for transitioning between different areas of your home. So if you do want some of that color, but you don't want to disrupt the flow and the feel of your home, pastels are a great way to do that. Next big hallway no-no is white, stark white specifically. Although white is often associated with cleanliness and purity and simplicity, using pure white in a hallway can be pretty problematic for several reasons. While it reflects a lot of light, it tends to lack depth, resulting in a very sterile and cold feel and atmosphere. Additionally, those high traffic hallways are quickly going to be marked and messed up. Those white walls are going to show every little bit of dirt that is inevitably going to be on there. From a practicality standpoint, that's not ideal. A much better alternative to white is off-white. So not a huge transition, not a huge deviation, but by going with white that has some color to it, maybe those nice warm creams or those very light grayish colors. Choosing off-whites rather than pure whites introduce a touch of warmth or at least a touch of intrigue and interest to your hallway. These colors provide a cozy and inviting ambiance while still reflecting light effectively. So you do have that benefit of having a bright space, but not a stark, lifeless one. Off-white hues also help conceal those minor scuffs and dirt, which will help maintain a cleaner appearance overall day to day. This is why Benjamin Moore has an entire color palette that is purely off-whites, so you can really fine-tune which one works best for your space. You're not just left with the one pre-mixed white to use that's going to be way too bright for a lot of spaces. This next one isn't so much a specific color, but it is a category, and that's overwhelming patterns, typically through the use of wallpaper and in some cases faux finishing. Using those busy, intricate patterns in the hallway can really be overwhelming and really provide a disconnect with the rest of your home. It can disrupt the flow. The hallway, being that connective tissue throughout your home, now has its limits, because as soon as that pattern ends, as soon as the hallway ends with it, it really just throws everything off. Excessive patterns can make the space feel really cluttered as well and distract from other aspects of your home, those other elements in your decor and in your home's design. So it actually detracts from everything rather than enhancing it, which is what it's supposed to do. The alternative is just to dial it back with more subtle textures and even simple stripes if you want to do that. Instead of those bold patterns, you can just go with texture. You can even have a consistent painted color and then maybe experiment with a little bit of woodwork or wainscoting, stuff like that. If you are going to be using wallpaper, just go with delicate textures or those vertically oriented stripes to create the illusion of height and elegance. So you can still have fun, but just don't go too overboard with it. Unless if you want to, of course. So the thing is, when you're painting your hallway or redesigning it in any form or fashion, it's essential to consider the impact of the color on the overall ambiance and the perception of the space. Avoid those dark gloomy colors, those crazy patterns, bright whites, and those overly dark shades as well. At least as a starting point, stick with light neutrals, soft pastels, warm creams, and if you are using texture or patterns, go with the subtle ones, and I think you'll be well on your way to having the hallway of your dreams. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one.